What's going on, everyone? This is Crypto Hill back again today with another video. We have been a little bit quiet lately, but we just wanted to get this video out on some general news for what's been going on in the crypto market. I know it has been all over the place, and there are a lot of people asking questions of which way this market's going to go. And with all the uncertainty going on in the world right now, we just wanted to get a little video out covering some news, especially with Powell's announcement today on interest rates and how it is affecting both the stock market and the crypto market. We just wanted to go over a couple major things. The first thing we wanted to go over was actually Powell's announcement. So just really quickly, if for those of you who haven't heard, he said today that they weren't going to be raising interest rates right as of now, but they are expected to raise them in March. Now, just hearing that kind of, general news, the first thing that came to the team's mind was that, okay, the markets might move a little bit here in a positive way, in a green direction. And we do believe that the markets are going to move up within the coming months. And then, we're going to hit that uncertainty period in March where, they're most likely definitely going to be raising interest rates which will affect markets. But as of right now, just based off of that announcement alone, we do believe that both the stock market and the crypto market are going to move in a bullish direction, at least for the coming weeks. Another thing we wanted to point out here is for any of you who haven't heard, the ex head director for YouTube Gaming actually became the new CEO for Matic Polygon. Now, there isn't too much research to dive into here. It's a pretty simple fact that he has taken over the position as CEO at Matic, but it is very bullish for us. And for many of you know, and for a lot of you who have watched videos, the team is very bullish on Matic, both short and long term, and we all do have fairly large positions in Matic. Now, we also wanted to point this out just because of, how big of a platform YouTube is, and you have to be, a very experienced person in that space to be able to do what he has done. And, the team is extremely happy that he has taken over the position as Polygon Matic's new CEO, and we are excited to see what is coming next. Believe it or not, this actually did have an effect on Matic's recent uptrend. It was moving about 2 days ago, and then this morning we had a nice 20% run. It is just very bullish news overall. You can't go wrong having the ex-head of YouTube Gaming becoming the CEO of Matic Polygon. So we are very excited to see what's in store.
Yeah, and just another thing, a couple other bullish news articles that came out recently was Kathie Wood's predictions. She had one on Bitcoin by 2030 and Ethereum as well. She's saying Bitcoin could exceed $1 million by 2030, and she's the owner of ARK Investment Management, and she's been talking about Bitcoin a lot recently and saying a lot of things. She owns a lot of it, so this is another bullish thing just for the general public. Good stuff to hear about. And she did another one on Ethereum as well. I think it was 150 or 200k. She predicts it to be by 2030. So definitely those two coins is like the blue chip coins in crypto. And then another kind of bearish news is this Biden administration to release executive order on crypto. And they're saying as early as February, but who knows with the government when they come out with these things. But basically, they want to release like a report on crypto, and they kind of want to start getting involved or regulate it a little more. So this could go two ways. Anything with the government and crypto usually isn't bullish. So we'll have to see how this one plays out.
So here we're just going to end today's video with a little bit of technical analysis for the short and long term on Bitcoin. And as I mentioned previously, interest rates were not hiked today, but there was news that they will be raised in March. Now, it is a very uncertain time. There was positive news today, and the stock market and the crypto market didn't respond as well as everybody hoped. Now, it does create a lot of uncertainty, and it's never 100%, which way Bitcoin and, the crypto market is going to move, but we're just going to try to provide a little bit of short-term and long-term technical analysis here.
Yeah. So something to look for what kind of Bitcoin's playing out here in the long term time frames is Bitcoin really hasn't printed a lower high as of yet, right? So we have, this is a lower high, and we have this as a lower high, and then this is like our all-time high, right? So what Bitcoin needs to do, right, is we're gonna get a pump back up to around this level here, right? And when that pump comes within the next couple of weeks, we're gonna get a pump back up to 40K, and if it doesn't break this level here, if we don't get a break of this 43 to 44K level, if kind of Bitcoin just comes up to this level and kind of just stays and rounds off and starts coming back down, then that's what's going to line up for long-term bearish things to play out, right? So that's when we can start seeing moves heading back down towards this 28K level that probably you guys have all heard about. A lot of people are saying that it has to retest this area here from last summer's lows. So it's not whether it's probable or not, it's more about the pattern that it's printing, right? Overall, Bitcoin is it's still in this this downsending like trading channel, right? So it has to and downsending channels usually break to the upside, right? So when are we going to get this break of around 43,000 to not make another lower high, right? If it tops out there, then we're going to see a lot more definitely breaking this 32.8 that we saw the low of now, right? You're going to see 32 and below, right? So and that could be the start of like a 6 to 12 month bear market that we've seen in the past, right? So it doesn't mean you won't get bounces along the way, right? It doesn't mean like we do that move, we start coming down, and then you're around 27K and you don't get a bounce, but you're going to get a lower bounce. You may get a 36, 37K bounce, right? So that's kind of the prediction we have long term. Now short term, like what I just said, more than likely we're going to get a bounce. I don't think this bounce that played out today was the bounce that everyone was expecting, because I just don't think it was kind of manipulated off of news, and it wasn't a real bounce, and it didn't really make any key levels, right? So I think the next bounce is coming. I think we're going to go sideways for a little bit. We're going to have a lot of this, and then eventually we're going to have this break up to the 44, 45K level, and then that's when everyone needs to watch closely and kind of see if it's kind of rounding, making a rounding top for another lower high, or if we're breaking through that and then upwards movement back up to I would say breaking above this 44K level. If the next target would be here, 47, right? And then once you get up to here kind of and you start having daily and 4-hourly closures above this level, right? Because you can come up and touch 46,000 in a candle, but you would need probably a 4-hour or even a daily candle closure above this level here. I'll mark it off so you guys can see it better. Above this level here, you need a daily or a 4-hour candle closure above here to kind of say, okay, Bitcoin's reversing now, and we can say that these levels down here are all kind of washed out now, and we're not going to see this again for a while, and we're more looking towards the upwards prices that we had up here, right? Because there's a lot of liquidity up here. There's a lot of people that a lot of money was played here, right? And there wasn't a lot that was played down here in last summer still. So I think we have an upwards bounce more so than a downwards bounce. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go into a bear market. I don't think it's the same type of cycles as everyone thinks it is, as how it used to be. I think there's a lot more adoption and with the amount of people that got into the space, but I'm just starting to rant now. But yeah, those are short-term and long-term kind of predictions and analysis on Bitcoin.
And with that, I think that's going to end today's video. We just wanted to get a quick video out going over some news that has been released recently, and also covering the announcements today that was made for the interest rates. And we also wanted to add in a little bit of short-term and long-term analysis on Bitcoin, as we saw a couple people asking in the comments. Now, we do hope that everybody enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop a like. It does help the channel out a lot. And we'll see you in the next one.